Welcome back. You're just in time for Game 3. Congratulations. Impeccable timing. Woo! All right. Yeah. No. Okay. You know, that's fine. We're heading into the Saturday game pretty soon, and we wanted to take a look at Mountain's AD carry, Vex. He had, of course, a great game in the first one, and I want to call some of the stuff out here. So, though his bot lane is dying a bit, I don't blame him for this. It's not on him.
Yeah, sometimes the right play ends up being the wrong play if you're not on the same page, and the Ignite got used there on the Nautilus. If Shady saw the same play and followed up earlier, they would have insta-killed the Ezreal.
Right.
And then you don't die under turret like that. And then a similar play here, you know, they find someone isolated, and after they kill him, I was thinking maybe you could try and find another path through.
Maybe run away left, fight him in tri-brush, push him off.
Yeah, just like try and kill him while he stalls, because he's basically stalling for LeBlanc to come here. So maybe there were some things that they could have done differently, but the fact that they were in these situations means they were playing well and they were trying to exploit advantages. And even after the team fell behind, I felt like Vex was really good about dashing in to finish people off. And he did it a number of times. And you're playing from behind with Lucian, who's short range. It can be very difficult to do, but I've been super impressed with him so far.
Again, he's the player who was participating in Scouting Ground before, and I think, again, he improved a lot during the years. One thing I've been noticed this whole event is he's really good on the Lucian, actually.
Yeah.
He just played 2 Lucian games.
Yeah.
One thing I've been noticed he's doing better than the other players is the way he used the Lucian ultimate is better than the other players. The way he used it, he actually can find a right angle, was doing damage or chasing the enemies. I think that's a huge difference between him and the other AD carry here.
Yeah, definitely positive. It's kind of interesting to me. I feel like bot lane is actually a pretty deep talent pool in North America, right? It's in the LCS, we import very few overall. Most of the academy players are also local, so like it's actually a pretty stacked field, which can make it harder to break in because there are a lot of good faces already. But I mean, do you think Vex has what it takes to make an academy team?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I can feel like last year we had Tactical, who's also coming from the Scouting Ground. I can easily see Vex was being on the academy team and do well in the academy league, and potentially maybe in a couple times a couple splits he can be making the LCS. I think he has the talent. AD carry is about how your fingers work, right?
Yeah.
I think he has a great fingers, understands those champions, and I'm also sure like he's not just only know how to play Lucian, he can also play other champions too.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see a new one because I am
Yeah.
sold.
Yeah.
I am sold on your Lucian.
Yeah. Show us something else. Unless he's like, ooh, no, I'm a Lucian only player. Let me hide that one.
Yeah.
See what happens. Gonna throw it over to Crumbs and Pasty for Game 3.
Thank you very much, Freak, Peter, and Moxie. It's our final champ select of the week here at Scouting Grounds, as Ocean and Mountain will do battle once again to determine a winner, I suppose, at least of this series. And even if, again, so much of this event has been about, you know, your intangibles, how you talk to people, how you communicate, like, are you willing to learn different champions, what's your gameplay like, all that stuff, players still want to win at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this matters for them, even if overall in the scheme of the event, maybe doesn't matter as much.
I mean, the guys here are die-hard competitors. Even if you tell me that you're not winning for anything, it's all to get scouted, winning feels fantastic no matter what. And now that we have the closest series at hand, we'll see what Ocean prioritizes here. The Syndra is available as well, but the Rise was banned, and it was not taken in that last game.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see Ocean decide they don't want to give it over. On blue side here, might actually be going for the first pick Nautilus. I think Chime played very well on the pick, so they will take it once again. Renekton, Lee Sin, Pantheon's Eye, and Gragas, sorry, rounding out the rest of them.
Such a nasty pick, the Nautilus. And I have a suggestion on how to nerf it. Just make sure that his ultimate does not knock up everybody, just a single target that he clicks. I think that would actually be a good place to start to bring the champion back down to reality. But don't get me started on Qiyana.
All right, well, Kiana's locked in, so I guess we'll glean over the rest of that for now. Gotta love the respect Darius show there on the mountainside. But again, Julian on Syndra, certainly very comfortable on that type of champion, but looked good on Qiyana as well, so is showing some depth at least. Curious to see if Evolved has a different pick in mind, given that Rise is not available this time around. And there is the Leona that Shady has consistently been denied in Phase 2 of draft.
Love it here. Taking it early, not letting Team Ocean ban it away in the second rotation, and you have a really powerful combination of CC with the Qiyana involved. So Team Mountain locking a lot of crowd control early, and a strong answer from Team Ocean with
Hey,
Nola.
we're gonna get it.
Blind Darius Chop to close out the day.
Look, if you played as many Darius games as BMD has, you don't care about the matchup. So if you're gonna do this, I think you should blind pick.
And you know, before I came to this tournament, I did not respect Darius players at all. But now that I've seen that BMD is not just a one trick, but has actually a diverse champion pool and is legitimately skilled in multiple ways and just running at you and pressing Q. Good for him.
Look, you do want to show your skill set. You want to show that you can be a diverse player. You also want to win.
Yeah.
The last game of best of 3, Darius, a pretty good go-to for a man with hundreds of Darius games this year alone. Also the all-up once again for Nomad. This time Fnatic does decide that it's worth taking the Elise, as Tomo going to lose Heimer once again, and PCL's definitely going to lose Kale.
So at least it's going to be pretty good against the Darius. If you can get something early against him, you can really punish him with the CC that you've got. And because his play pattern is really just running at you, you can cocoon him and take him down before he can build those stacks and start resetting off his ultimate.
Well, there's not Pantheon, sorry, LeBlanc actually taken away from Evolved, Camille taken away from PCL. Still has the Rumble up, but I imagine BMD is happy with whatever matchup it ends up, at least taking 2 potentially problematic, more comfortable champions away means that Darius is decently set up here in the top lane.
And this should be the AD. Will we see a third Lucian game out of Vex?
Haven't shown the AD on the other side. He decides that Kai'Sa instead will be the pick.
So a little bit more magic damage. I think they have enough magic damage now that you can actually afford to put PCL on a physical carry if he wants to against Darius, but his champion pool has been getting pinched. The Rumble would be a little odd here. I think that BMD would be very happy with that matchup.
Curious what Tomo wants here as well. Now they know the bot lane matchup. Leona and Kai'Sa have something to pair with this Nautilus potentially. Looks like Tomo will just go back to, I assume, Comfort here, and we'll take Ezreal. And unfortunately for Chime, no Bard today unless Evolved is feeling like a real nice guy who wants to play Nautilus mid.
So hard to execute to lock that one in. Even if you watch FPX do it all year long, you still realize that they've been doing it longer than 1 year as well. It's basically Doinby's signature style as how he's been playing League all year long, and instead it's going to be that safe Akali that can get away from all the hard CC that Mountain can bring out.
I like it. You know, very flashy champion. Could be, again, a very volatile mid lane matchup. So I think Evolve continuing to want to show off here. Did do very well on the LeBlanc versus Julian Syndra, but different kind of matchup now in mid. We'll see how that plays out as the game goes on. Looks like Pancake well decided no Rumble today. Give me the Gnar.
And it's going to be a lot about fighting in the jungle for Team Mountain. If the Gnar can get a stun into the wall, then Qiyana can follow up. So just a crazy amount of CC on the side of Mountain. And on the flip side, Ocean does not have many tools to start a fight. It really is only Chime. Everybody else needs somebody else to set things up, and it's going to be very important for them to not fall behind early. Otherwise, they're going to seriously struggle to make plays around the map.
Again, I think Ocean maybe get a little bit more towards the early game this time around, looking to get some leads in their lanes. I think Mountain's early game is actually pretty good as well this time around. Didn't draft quite as much scaling. Curious to see how it all shakes out. Very exciting mid lane matchup. Always good to see BMD on Darius.
The Elise combined with the double physical laners is going to be really powerful for playing around solo lanes from Team Mountain here. So I'm expecting a lot out of Fnatic to team up with either PCL or Julian, although it looks like the top lane has always been left on an island in this series. The teams have really just been focusing around mid and bottom.
Yeah, we'll see if that does change here as the last game will be starting in just a moment here. Ocean looking to snap the final win away from Mountain, who was looking so strong all week long. But again, so much of this event is kind of showing what you've learned over the course of this week. One more game on stage to show what you've gained.
There's no quicker way to disappoint a coach than not applying what they've just told you all week long and just forgetting that everybody here is trying to help you out. So I think the players know that, and with the way that they've been closing out, they have been doing a good job in remembering what has been taught.
I also like that, some pings there actually I just noticed, because there's Ghost for BMD. Ghost Flash for BMD.
Does not run teleport, which is going to make even more of a focal point in the bottom lane.
At least they have one. Tomo actually taking it once again, which is fairly standard. But I mean, definitely, oh my god, he's such a Darius player. He's 3 rejuvenation beads.
Yeah, and he actually does something really interesting here, which is he's not going with the Conqueror Darius. Instead, going for that Aftershock. It's going to keep him alive against the Elise Gnar potential for a tower dive. You just hold on to your Apprehend. The second you're in danger, you pop that in, and suddenly you can't be killed.
It's just it's so funny to me how apparent it is that he has played so many games of this champion. Because you look up and you're like, Well, that's not the Keystone I expected. That's not the Summoner I expected. And that's definitely not the items I expected you to start with. So I'm going to guess that you know something I don't, which in this case is absolutely true. But we are going to throw it down. For another Sideliners, River standing by with Exogen.
Thank you very much, gents. Great cast on the day so far. Exogen, I have a few questions for you. Obviously, game 1 was a tough one as Mountain came out on top. What was kind of the discussion between game 1 and 2 to make sure you found the victory?
I mean, they were a little nervous on stage. We talked to them, shaking those nerves off, getting comfort pitch for that second game. Came out pretty well, and I think we did the same thing here.
And that seems great because it's comfort again. You even get BMD on his Darius and then a few other. Obviously, the win is the idea, but was it kind of give these guys comfort and shake those nerves off?
He really wanted to play today to showcase his talents, you know, so we went ahead and gave him a draft that would give him that, and let's hope he pulls it off.
All right, well, let's see what they have for each other, Exogen. Thank you so much and good luck. Let's throw it back to the casters.
Stuff is happening. Let me tell you, there were 4 people around the Mountain Red buff in just a few moments ago. As it was an invade late from BMD and Frosty Nomad. That does mean that Vex has been a little under fire in the 2v1. But nobody's dead. Frosty Nomad flashed, and that's us all caught up, Riv.
That was Shady being such a bro for his jungler, identifying that they were not going to be able to beat the Olaf level 1, and instead roams to help out his jungler. And it's not like Kaisa is going to be dove this early on against the Nautilus Ezreal, so they actually don't lose a whole lot. She doesn't even use her potion.
You can see again, Kiana struggling at level 1. Evolve trying to hammer in as many Qs as he can as Julian goes to CS. But again, this should normalize the way it stacks up. Level 3 to 2 now though. A little bit easier for Kiana to find this farm. But it doesn't look like we're losing too much here.
Yeah, the Akali sustain, just one of the most annoying parts about this champion, being able to quickly regenerate a lot of the trade that Kiana can land.
Bot lane though has also equalized, even though Tomo and Chime got off to an early lead in their 2v1. That looks like things will settle down as Fnatic looking to roam down to the bottom half of the map here.
So they know that he started topside and will finish bottom around this timing because their own jungler did the same path. So they're not going to fall for it, and they don't need to move up. They're not actually being denied CS. The last hits are coming through. So they're fine just taking the wave here and conceding the bot lane crap. But it might lead Fnatic to get 2 scuttlers in the early game. And while before it was a big deal, it's not such a big deal. The second crab matters.
I like this, the wrap around onto mid lane, flip out, good dodge of the cocoon there, but Evolve still taking damage, it's just too much. Ignite is down, Fnatic, he's diving in, and Kiana will get the first blood thanks to the Ignite, and that repel keeps Fnatic alive.
Oh, that is a great play from Team Mountain, already exercising the power of the Elise Kiana, that mid-jungle duo, and punishing what was a pretty strong...
Oh! Get owned. PCL hooked out of the air with the upper hand, and BMD is looking hungry for this kill. Flashes in. Bleed is not quite enough. Darius calculations. I'm not aware of them. BMD, I think, knew that wasn't enough, but Fnatic's here again, so he has to get out of there. No flash, no ghost, as Julian's also roamed up here, and BMD knows, unfortunately for him, it's too late.
The action just never stops in this early game, and if the trend continues, Mountain is going to be snowballing this one really well. Already Kiana with that serrated Dirk is going to have such an easy time in the mid lane because no cloth armor has been picked up from Evolve. She's not with an arm guard yet.
And again, looking at the matchup in the jungle, seems like Fnatic doesn't want to duel the Olaf very often, but this time tries to get out here. Good flash, but flash forward from Vex gets the kill. Very aggressive, but Tomo gonna get stunned here. I think there might be a second here for Mountain. Tomo forced to flash away. Here comes Evolve, looking to clean up one. Shady's gonna be the first. Into the shroud he goes, onto Vex. That's the target you want the most. Does go to Tomo, now Evolve. Think he ate the wrong way, but maybe wasn't gonna get Shady anyway.
Great roam there from Evolved, already on the map, even though he was the first one to go down. That's just really great reactions from BMD using the Apprehend against the Gnar knockup. It's pretty clear that this guy is a Darius expert.
It's up again though in the top lane. Apprehend. Aftershock did proc, so he lived a lot longer than it might have seemed, but Julian able to get that kill as mids continue to trade roams here.
The danger of running the Darius is that when you go down without trading anything back, you're just fodder. Anybody that roams up to you with a coordinated attempt can really take you down and start taking gold from your pocket.
Ooh, early Drake attempts here will be spotted out by Shady. But it looks like bot lane pushes there for Ocean as Shady was roaming, so that is going to give the Drake over to Ocean. Nice of them to at least do something else while BMD is being hassled in the top lane.
That's a good trade, and you have to wonder if the trade was actually started or suggested by BMD, saying, guys, I'm getting dove again, get something else on the map. And they say, well, Dragon is up, let's get this. But another dive in the top lane. How long until Gnar can build up some rage?
A long time.
Dive.
Yeah, a long time here. BMD gonna get that first aftershock here. Onto Fnatic he goes. A lot of damage, but the repel is down. That's gonna keep Fnatic safe. BMD now likely having to back off here. We'll see how much regen he can get with those beads. Evolve gets the electrocute proc, but is not gonna follow onto the Kiana.
But now she can just enter the fog of war, and BMD just has to back off. You have to respect that Kiana can return to this lane, or even yet, at least just dive you alone.
Bottom lane 2v2 again. Shady getting a little low. Vex though stepping forward. Root down from the auto by Nort. Tomo gonna get stunned up by Shady. That's enough. Shady with the kill there off the W. Here comes Frosty Nomad TP in from Mountain. First kill onto Shady is good. Takes a little longer than expected. Vex gonna be the second as the double happens. PCL not really able to do much there, so Frosty Nomad with 2 kills to the 1.
And that frees up the time that Darius has been punished in the top, and it just gets him free farm, get the wave where he wants it to be. So this is a really nice trade from Ocean to make sure that you punish the hyper-aggressive Leona Kai'Sa lane. Keep in mind, Nautilus and Leona have only one play pattern. Go in. If you just go down there as a jungler, more than likely there's going to be action.
Appreciate what Time did there as well, just baiting PCL into maybe thinking there was something that could happen under the turret, so it delays the recall a bit longer. Gives BMD time to fully push that wave in.
Another roam to the top lane. This just never stops.
I mean, Shady's here as well. He's left lane so many times, I feel like, in these first 8 minutes alone, but Fnatic has been very active around the map. Like I was alluding to earlier, you might be down 20 CS or so as far as the jungle farm goes, but if you're getting stuff done as Elisa around the map and not 1v1ing the Olaf, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, yes. Avoid Olaf at all costs at the least, or find him and then repel out of his range, because that's a good way to get his ultimate.
Frosty Nomad sweeping through the right side of the river here, maybe trying to set something up in mid. Julian going to pick up the ice. Chimes here as well, though. No ultimate though for the Nautilus. And Shady, I think, may have seen this, but maybe not. I think a little out of vision as he's going back towards the bot lane. So that's a blue steal over to Ocean.
This is a really strong point for Olaf. He should be walking around with a chip on his shoulder, doing whatever he wants. Completed jungle item is just a nasty point, especially red spike.
Going mid, forcing the flash. Evolve, though, already ultied. So it looks like the play will be called off in mid. Julian, though, did commit the flash. Evolve has both his summoners still.
Getting frisky there, the Kiana.
Can't do too much though. 1,600 gold for Evolve to spend. So going to go ahead and do that here. Not going to find them. Julian may be over the wall, but can't see, so doesn't throw the poke over.
So the next big play is going to be that Infernal Dragon. Both these teams really benefit from that objective, and no one's going to give it up for free. So let's see if Mountain can use the current lead they have to secure that deep vision that we questioned and criticized from them in Game 1, apply it here in Game 3, and secure that objective to get the fight that you want.
Missing maybe one spot of vision next to the Raptors, but other than that, do get some nice wards down. I also like that Nomad just immediately goes to bottom lane, suspecting that there was in fact a potential dive coming with Fnatic and Julian roaming down. Evolve now back on the map, does have the arm guard and 2 longswords, so kind of settling in for just a bit more farming here in the 1v1. Of course, behind 2 kills and an assist, Evolve can't really do too much individually. Fnatic and Shady also roaming back in, but Chimes here to match.
PCL really also trying to be involved. He doesn't have teleport, so he's not going to be involved in this play. And look at the minimap right there. BMD roaming to the mid lane. It looks like he wants to be a part of this dragon fight as quickly as possible.
Julian maybe considering a recall, but does not complete it. Rift Herald is going to be where they want to go. Nomad's going to start it, but they are on the speed shrine. So they're spotted here, but they've actually roamed their bot lane up.
So if Team Ocean is getting this Herald, they will not be able to contest the Infernal, and that means that Mountain needs to secure red side vision and get that objective as quickly as possible. And that's what they're doing. They've recognized that Mountain is going to go for Infernal, and they're going to trade the objective. This is a really good call from them. This is something that I have not seen a lot of these teams do during their practices, and it's very clear that the coaches have instructed them. Think about the fight beforehand, and if you really want to take it. If the answer is no, get something in return, and they're even going to get plates.
Yep, I'm going to get probably all of them at this point. Tomo first to the turret. Harold's going to charge down. Looks like they'll donate Ezreal most of the gold here. 2 plates already dead. Looking for a third. Does get it. There's a hook, sorry, onto PCL. Ragnarok under the tower. Mininar is very vulnerable. Good flash, and that's going to be a goal. The axe! He lives! BMD looking to make it happen. The bleed down onto Vex. I don't know if the stasis is long enough, but the bleed is not enough to take him down. Goodness gracious, 26 HP.
Twice, he barely misses out on getting some kills on Team Mountain. That is really frustrating for the Darius.
Someone is burnt as well, but at least he gets everything and the stopwatch out of Vex in return. And now only just picking up a fade. Like, BMD has not had a particularly fun early game. He's died twice. He's been consistently pressured down 20 CS and still is making it happen on the Darius.
So powerful. The champion getting the stopwatch this early out of Kaisa is actually a really big deal because she's going to take so long to get an hourglass if that's the build she chooses to go for. And I don't even think that's what she's going. She's actually going for Storm Razor at the moment.
Watch this top side again. PCL just walking the wrong way.
You underestimate how much damage the Olaf can do because while you are a lot squishier during your ultimate, you also gain crazy amounts of AD when you combine it with the warriors and the red smite and the red buff. You're burning down anybody, and Mininar is a Yordle. He's very squishy.
Yeah, such a good snipe there from Frosty Nomad. It looks like Tomo mid for now, trying to pressure some of this mid outer turret, maybe evolving the swap towards the top half of the map, and probably feeling just fine 1v1 versus the Gnar.
And this is going to be a really telling game for me for Frosty Nomad because in the first two, he was not very impressive, falling behind significantly early. Even in the first game, the play with Lee Sin bottom was not good. But now he has a big lead. He's poised to carry against Mountain's composition. How does Team Ocean play around the jungle?
What a hook by Chime onto Julian. Unfortunately, Shady there to block, so no follow-up, but feels like this man cannot miss. Shady, oh, he misses that one. That's gonna hurt.
That man can miss.
Sadly, yes. Shady flashes in for the Zenith Blade and does not land it. Frosty Nomad coming mid to make sure that nothing else happens. It's like committing pretty firmly to having Tomo in the mid lane. Vex has finally swapped himself over.
But he doesn't have a single completed item, and Ezreal, if he has control of the wave, will be able to hammer away at Vex, poke him out. So Team Ocean doing really good. And now 4-manning mid.
Now again, just getting some poke down. Oh, over the top, Chime on a play. Onto Fnatic he goes, but Fnatic's going to repel and flash out of the way. Still the damage out onto Shady. They're going to try and get a pick. Julian looking for Tomo, misses that Q. Good flash by Frosty Nomad. PCL though has joined in. Gnar ulti is just enough to get the kill onto the Olaf, but still they might be able to chase here. BMD, no gap closes apprehend, not just in range.
They get so low and they get outnumbered in the fight. The Gnar can always get there faster when you have teleport versus BMD's Ghost Flash.
Committing pretty hard for this though. Here's the Hex Flash from Shady. For the Zenith Blade, doesn't get it. Wave cleared out though. Demolish, not proc. The mid tower still staying up here for Mountain. And with Tomo this low, I think Ocean realized they can't continue this siege.
It was a good look from the Nautilus, but he didn't have the depth charge available for that, so the Elise was able to quickly get out of it.
Love the decisiveness though, I will say. Instantly sees Fnatic on vision, goes straight for the kill, does not get it. And this game is the most even we've had so far in the series. We're basically even in gold, we're even in Drakes. Ocean just with that one tower lead, that's about all the advantage currently.
It's actually perfect because you get to see how both teams play from multiple game states, being ahead, being behind, and being even. So I actually don't think we could have asked for a better series to understand how these players approach the early, mid, and late.
Like for now, Ocean will just hold here in the 2v2 mid. Have done significant damage to this tower here, so they can make a few more moves, make a bit more space. They'll be able to potentially take this one down without too much resistance. Julian, though, roaming around, looking for a flank here in the mid lane alongside Fnatic.
50 seconds on the Mountain Dragon, and now Olaf is about to make his way down, and so is Evolve. So Ocean has conceded control of the river and mid lane, but they're going to regain it pretty quickly.
Yeah, BMD is poking himself out from the bottom half of the map. Does not see that control ward. As PC and Fnatic actually making pretty quick work down towards this bottom lane. Shady over the back of the Drake pit, though. Drops a ward in the meantime.
Notice what the mid laners are doing. Evolve shoved out top and can roam into the mid lane. So all the advantage that Team Mountain had early in the river and mid has been completely given up. Ocean now has control, and they're going to be able to start the Dragon if they want off of this, but instead they're sieging.
Yeah, forcing them to rejoin here in mid. Now still have vision around the river here. It's only the Gnar in the river.
They need to get river control and start taking down this vision. Otherwise, they're just using all this pressure for nothing.
We are going to move back around. Tomo going to stay to keep the mid priority up. They're actually going to keep BMD and Chime here as well. So 3v3 right now in mid lane. Evolved also running back up. It looks like they want the tower more than the Drake. And they are going to get the tower. Now falling back to the Drake. They might just have enough time for this play. In fact, Nomad's already started it.
It's going to be theirs for sure.
Yeah, Tomo's so confident. He actually found a recall fully without TP. The Ocean know that they've got enough control here. They get both objectives, usually very rare, even on a similar side of the map, but they commit. They know that the order they want to do them in. They stick together for the plan and continue growing a slight lead here.
Yeah, so I don't know who's making these calls, but that is significantly better objective control for Team Ocean with the first Infernal trading for the Herald and then crashing the waves top and getting the prio on mid lane to go for the turret and then Dragon. So they're kind of outplaying Mountain so far, and if it continues, that kind of outplay can lead to a Baron because now they have a Mountain Dragon on a team that really doesn't have a lot of Baron pressure if they didn't have it.
Even though the gold is close, not having really much space to walk around in. We talk so often about how important mid tower is. Tomo has just really set his territory there in mid lane as the side lanes continue to be reserves of farm here for all the solo laners in this game. The only one left is this bottom outer turret, but PCL's trying to get his team's first turret there. BMD with a finished Black Cleaver. Again, space here in the top side of the map. Roam to the red buff. Ooh! Little mistake there, but it'll be alright. There we go. Tomo able to grab that one.
It's a big spike for Ezreal now. Red buff, Mira mana completed, Trinity is done. As long as they protect him in the mid lane, they're going to be able to poke and whittle away at Mountain and then rotate wherever they want, which is likely going to have to be towards the top side. I think they have to take advantage of that Mountain Dragon because if you get a pick, you can easily get that Baron and blow the game wide open, which is what we need. The gold is so close.
Enough there for PCL to get a kill, actually. In fact, even Shady roaming down, thinking that maybe they can dive here. Good, Gnar ulti into the wall. Chain CC is there. And it just layers on thick here. Aftershock there was proc by BMD, and he's fine.
That's why you take Aftershock. When you know that you're going to be focused down, it'll keep you alive, and Team Ocean ends up getting the better trade. Now they're going to go for an inhibitor turret, and without two members and two major ultimates, Mountain is not going to defend.
Actually, you still have a 4v3 if Shady's finishing that recall, does now complete it. Ocean kind of realizing that diving that tower, maybe not so good. So just take the tower they got, get the vision that they have down. Mountain now going to have to run back through and delete all the wards that just got put down. It's kind of turning into a weird one, Crumbs. Like, at this point, especially on this pick, like PCL is very clearly back to his side lane ways. But there's a huge long lane in the top side as well for Ocean, so it's like a very... If you tried to split the map based on where the towers had fallen, it'd be a very interesting looking line.
And it's not a champion that's really going to be able to seriously abuse the Darius at this stage. However, not only is PCL back to his old ways, he's back to his old builds, because that's going to be a Blade of the Ruined King Gnar to try to punish the Darius on the side lanes. And I think what they're looking for is the Gnar to significantly chunk the Darius and then use the TP advantage that he has to transition into a Baron play and get a numbers advantage that way, which is why top laners have to take teleport. But I'm curious to see if Team Mountain sees the opportunity and executes on it.
Well, for now, Ocean just sticking to the Baron side of the map. BMD actually going to roam up towards his team. He's got a Raptor Cloak now finished.
Yep, that's the classic Darius, just going for speed.
Well, onto the Baron they go. Ocean continuing to be decisive on this objective. But they're gonna maybe turn off here. I don't think they're looking to finish.
BMD is here and he hasn't shown.
Evolve here as well onto Shady. TP forced. Ocean get out. Evolve goes in, tries to make a big play happen. On the Vex he goes, doesn't quite get the execute. Flashes out of the way! Still alive, but not for much longer. Kiana ulti used as Fnatic does get the kill, but PCO getting chased down. Already Shady's dead as well. Gonna be 2 kills here for Ocean. But BMD also falling on the other side of the fight, so 2 for 2 at the end of it.
Super bloody battle, just the game keeps breaking out into multiple skirmishes, so the communication might be cluttered with a lot of people calling out specific targets, and then it just gets scatterbrained all over. Ocean's gonna continue to go for this play because you have the Ezreal with red and that Mountain Dragon, but Elise can always repel into this and steal it.
Yeah, Tomo, I think, is trying to find a kill, gets Cocoon, almost gets it. W lands, I think Vex can finish it off. Chime though now gonna try and defend, he's AD! Tomo gets out, does not get Julian. And Chime's still here, gonna try and get a few kills. Frosty but also back around, but Fnatic kills him, and it's just disaster now for Ocean as Mountain find all those kills.
That is brutal. They just lost so much on the map. All right, well, first, let's take a look at this one because BMD catches Shady out by surprise. They really did not expect that the Darius was gonna be there. And look at all the ultimates that are used on him. The Leona ultimate went down. Kiana ultimate misses everybody. Just a series of unfortunate events for both of these teams.
Yeah, BMD caught by the Cocoon. Evolve could not assassinate Vex. So we reset back towards the Baron. This time it's Mountain that are first to the objective.
They don't have Kai'Sa on this just yet, but with a Gnar that has gone with a damage build, they're going to be able to take this down. Olaf is not there for a steal, so Ocean has to get a fight.
Midlanders don't have ultis yet either. Tomo just picks off Fnatic. Now you cannot stay on the Baron, but an apprehend onto PCL. He ultis BMD, just spinning around. The team is going to collect the rest of the kills. Evolve trying to roam around the backside as that's 3 in the front. Tomo going to get the triple. Evolve now going to chase for the last 2. And now it's going to be a turnaround ace perhaps for Ocean. Evolve barely going to live for a little while longer. Ignite though is not going to tick down to kill him, and Chime going to give himself up to save his mid laner's life. Evolve doesn't even have ulti. Now it's going to come back up, but that's Baron over to Ocean. Most importantly, they get the objective.
It's like a 3-minute play that never stops, and the fact that Fnatic went down to the Ezreal was just insane. Like the Elise is the most important member here.
Might get really spicy. Oh, Evolve's out of energy. W's, E's, there's no way.
Take it.
No, he's not going to today.
If it was Soloki, he would have done it. That's a highlight reel right there.
Oh, actually staying because Tomo's here to collect the kill after all. Julian just going to go down. Evolve channeling the recall. And Tomo collects kill number 6. Oh,
And
the Mountain Drake.
the Mountain Dragon as well. Just, I mean, we gotta see that from what point do we even start watching this? So how does Elise go down? I think she just gets sniped by the Ezreal ultimate, which does so much damage.
True shot rush from base.
Yeah, well, she was too close to the pit, or to the Baron, tanking it when it should have been either their Spiderlings or somebody else.
From there, Vex can't get out from the Nautilus ultimate. Evolve ties the rest of them up.
It's full retreat when your jungler is down. You just gotta get out. And had they had a Mountain Dragon, or had they gone for the Mountain first, they might have been able to burn it down in time.
I'm so surprised that Ignite didn't kill, but Evolve had just enough time in that stopwatch to make sure he lived as Ocean barreling down turrets now. Early two-shot barrage to get the wave pushing here for Ocean. Evolve the only one not with the team, so maybe an opportunity here for Mountain. Julian though getting chunked by Nomad, who does use Ragnarok.
Ocean should be calling that Gnar is chunked and does not have Mega Gnar. And he's not even a team fighting Gnar. Every time that he joins up, he's just gonna be blown up. No defensive items out of him.
And you know, we've talked about Evolve before the series, we've talked about BMD between the games. Now it's time to talk about Tomo. This Ezreal back-to-back games has looked stunning.
You're absolutely right, and it's just a pick that we had not seen for so long. It has always been the Xayah and the Kai'Sa, but an engage coming out. Kiana ultimate catches Darius.
Arcane chips there for Tomo. Looks like the catch is good on BMD. But the counter kill perhaps coming out. Time with the ulti. Here's Frosty Nomad to reinforce the vault. Also looking to maybe end the game through the top lane if they can buy enough time. And Tomo, he just does so much damage. Not missing with the Mystic shots as Julian is forced away.
Even though they lose to Darius, they're still having crazy pressure in the top lane, and the Ezreal will continue to dominate the bottom lane. The engage tools are down. PCL does not have TP to flank.
He is going around the side here through the base gate onto Frosty Nomad. They go. He is going to be sacrificed. Chime also paid the price. Toma with the True Shot Barrage. Not enough damage. Evolve trying to get some more time on the inhib, but not able to get it.
It should have been a bit patient there, a bit more patient, because the Nautilus had no reason to be that far up. Just let the Ezreal do the work. And sure, you could put some of the blame on the Nautilus there, but I think that this is one of the areas that the coaches have asked for the players to do a whole lot. When you are fed, you need to be commanding the Rift. You need to be saying, back up, just let me do the damage, let me do pretty much everything with my poke, and just keep me alive.
Again, despite this game looking somewhat similar to the lead Ocean had in the last one, the actual goal difference is very different. Only like 3,000-4,000 up right now for Ocean. They are opening up the map well, but Evolve now going to have to outplay what's looking like a 1v3 at minimum. Dancing around onto Julian. He wants to kill. He misses the Edo back to the Shroud. Has the flash. JD, oh, he does nail it just barely into the wall, but Evolve with the watch was in the air long enough to get out. Flashes. He's again buying so much time, and he's out. That tower's still there.
So impressive to get out of that one.
One of those little quirks about Kiana ulti is that depending on the distance it pushes you, the knockup often isn't long enough for the wall stun to complete because the animation has to finish. Evolve knowing this, you could flash, use stopwatch, and then try and get out after that.
And that play bought enough time to get the inhibitor that they were pushing bottom. So individual mechanics shining through, and frankly, that's probably one of the most impressive things we've seen at this tournament so far. One of the things that a lot of teams were looking for that was hard to identify was who is making individual mechanical outplays, and Evolved has been that player this entire series with the solo kill on Syndra, with the carry in game 1, and this time around dodging out of a 3-man gank. Those are the kind of moves you see out of players like Impact and Soaz.
I mean, they're not the same players, not the same champion, excuse me, but, you know, Katarina and Akali, you can see the flashiness there between the two champions.
It's like the Rengar mains that also play Kha'Zix. It's like, okay, you're kind of doing the same thing.
You got it. Like, I play Kane too. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't help me. Tomo flashing, good flash too. Has to get out. PCL! I think Tomo's gonna have to find his way out of this one, but no luck, does get one kill at least.
It's just not the Gnar that can flank, but meanwhile, in the mid lane, Team Ocean's gonna get another inhibitor here. Their push is way too fast for them. Double Mountain Dragon.
Knock down the tower, looking for the inhib as well. Mountain, I think, feel forced to group to try and pick off these kills, but again, when they overcommit like that, Ocean are ready for the punish. They'll take the exit Drake on the way back to base, and that'll make it 3 Mountains, Crumbs.
That just means they win a fight or continue to split push, and it's a very viable win. And I have to say, Team Ocean is playing from a serious disadvantage in not having the teleport in the top lane. But they're still making it work by outplaying so many of Team Mountain's collapses. Both the teleport play where BMD was already in the brush, the 1-for-1 trade with Tomo, and the jukes from Evolve.
It's a Turbo Baron, by the way. They picked up the 3rd Mountain. Baron just respawned. They've got the Shrine. They've got the Vision. Straight to the buff they go. Evolved again. We're going to try and zone some people out. Into the Shroud. Wards over the back. It's going down so quickly. Fnatic can't flash here.
Even if he steals it, if he dies, they will lose the game.
Oh, Evolved
to the mountain.
He's almost got it. Oh, good stopwatch. Julian able to pick up the kill. Fnatic just has to go for the steal. In he goes, looking for it. He doesn't get it. It's Frosty Nomad that's able to find the smite. Chime low, but not dead as Nomad. Over the back, wants to try and make the play happen. Not needed, but still, he got what he came for, and that's the Baron buff to Team Ocean.
Whoa, that is so close from Team Mountain. Had they not taken those members down, I think they would have been in for disaster.
Still,
they see him.
We're going to keep chasing, perhaps. PCL was back to catch the super minions that were about to assault the Nexus. I'll take a reprieve here as they wait for the respawn. Blue buff steal there as that goes over to Tomo.
So Evolve buying time on the left-hand side, and it's the double control wards that are really doing so much for Team Mountain and stalling this game out. And there's no vision here, so they don't really need to commit this hard. Team Mountain does not have any idea what's going on. They could play this a little bit slower and not give those kills away.
90 health at the end of that Baron. With Rostinome able to find it, decides to commit his life over the wall.
Okay.
Still got 3 Barons, that's enough to push all the lanes if you need to.
Keep in mind, this was an Olaf that was 3-0 when no one else was ahead.
Wolf's also getting tagged. Shady finds it. Into stopwatch he goes. Akali gonna try and zip out, does use the E. It looks like Akali will be safe for now. PCL looking for it, doesn't find it though. And now the counter kill of Wolf. Sneaky boy finds Shady, who almost took his life in the earlier exchange. And now Julian gonna try and make a play, but just can't really do much of anything. He's gonna be the last member of Mountain to fall, as I believe Ocean have earned themselves the final nexus of Scouting Grounds.
The best way to end it with the Darius triple slam dunk.
You know, 04, 03 at some point, having a bad time in lane, but the last 3 kills, the ones that matter most, give Ocean the victory at the Honda Scouting Grounds of 2019. What a way to end what's been an awesome week here, Crumbs. And Ocean, kind of from the brink of death throughout the week, find themselves on top.
This game was even throughout, I'd say, the first 20 minutes, and really just through a series of mechanical outplays and better macro, they were able to win this game. And it's so impressive to see, because we did not see that in the first series. It wasn't very close. This time around, the coaching staff, I think, really did a great job in the objective priority for this team. They were really on another level when it came to trading objectives.
And, you know, I talked to Wolf yesterday. He said that the one thing I wish I'd done more is, you know, being greedy with my champion picks. Like, play stuff that I know I can really influence the game with. And instead of being the guy that's like, yeah, I'll just play what you want, because, like, I'm willing to be diverse. I was like, isn't that good? He's like, yeah, but I like winning. And I guess today he likes winning.
Always the dilemma. Should I play for fun or play to win?
It's more like play to demonstrate my diverse skill set than play for fun. But
I'd say,
at the end of the day, all competitors want to win. Chris.
yeah, but you have to be able to sacrifice that personal pride. It's like the Sejuani dilemma, right? Do you want to win, or do you want to play, or would you like to play Sejuani and win, or play your fun champion and not give your team a good chance?
Yeah. And again, I think both teams, lots of good looks here. Tomo certainly surprised me by the end of that series. Fnatic, I think Nomad actually stepping up to the plate against a very strong jungle, but Fnatic continuing to have a good show throughout the week. Like, I think all these players, all 4 teams, can certainly be impressed about how they've done. But to hear more about their win on the LCS stage, let's send it down to Riv for an interview with Ocean's mid laner.
Thank you very much, gents. Great cast on the day. I am joined by Evolved, as Ocean was able to move mountains today and take down the team that everybody thought was going to win. I have to ask you, we talked a little bit about with the coaches between games 1 and 2, but kind of what was the chatter between the team knowing that Mountain was able to come out with such a strong game 1?
I think we just wanted to get like strong bot picks and a strong mid counter matchup in general. That's about it.
Right on. No, that's absolutely the way you guys were able to take game 2. And game 3 became this back and forth struggle. Did the team know they just had a better fight? Or did you have to pick and find that entry into the fight perfectly?
We definitely had to find picks.
Right on. Short and sweet. I love it. My final question to you, looking forward, what are the aspirations of Evolved, Cat Evolved, or however you want to move forward? What are you looking to do with this career of League of Legends?
Well, I'm still trying to decide my brand name if I want Cat Evolved or Evolved, but the aspirations is to go to LCS for sure.
That's awesome. Absolutely very cool. Thank you so much, Evolved, Cat Evolved, or wherever he evolves into. We'll have to see. We're going to throw it back to the analyst desk to go over those games and then break down the draft.
Thanks very much, Riv. Great cast on the day. And we got a nice little interview there with Evolved as well. He's going to figure out a screen name. It's important. It's a good branding opportunity.
I don't know how much it matters.
It does.
There's some pretty bad screen names.
People change their names every year anyway. Like, that's happened a couple of times, so it's no big deal. But regardless, honestly, I'm a little surprised, especially after seeing how game 1 went. It looked so Mountain favored. Ocean came back to win 2 straight. And we wanted to look at Chime a little bit. The bot lane overall, I think, from Ocean was, I think, quite good in this game. Chime, when I was watching him, was a very aggressive player. He was someone, and I got some compliments from some of the other coaches as well, that he was, like, very willing to make the sacrifice play. He's like, I will go, I will be the engage here. If I die, it's all right, because it starts the fight that we want. he's definitely a very aggressive player, and he did set up his team well.
Yeah, I heard he's aggressive. I also heard he's a little bit raw. He's one of
Yeah.
the least known players and has some of the least competitive experience, and I think you can sense that a little bit, but you still see him being able to pull off what his champion needs to do really well here, being able to set up PCL for the rest of his team to chase down. I think that's the kind of stuff people are really looking forward to, and why we wanted to highlight him as someone who people probably haven't heard as much about.
Yeah, and in the game, like I appreciate this game in the middle, he's willing to just go on the enemy targets and just trade for one for the enemy AD and enemy mid. And this is something he do, and that's what we talk about. He's sacrificed for his team and want him to do well.
Yeah, and I think Tomo also had a better game paired alongside him. 2 Ezreal games back-to-back, but in the previous game, I felt like he shifted forward a lot of times and kind of got punished for it.
Yeah.
A little less of that this time, but I think his over-aggressive tendencies are one of the things that he needs to look at, because his actual play on Ezreal looks really good. He's really accurate with his skill shots, and he's very smart about the champion and like what his damage numbers are at, but sometimes it's just like, I can go in when you might not need to.
Yeah. Also, support has more and more important roles in the team right now. Just look at the picks. The people like they're not picking like Tom Kenji and Braum. You know, there's a lot of like Leona Naturals when they first got the metas in the tournament. They're like, we need to engage support, and it's very important for those rookie players to learn from the coaches about what's the right timing to engage and how we want to engage better and synergize with the team. And then we see a lot of the games. We saw the last game they played. Shady was even roamed to top level 4, just trying to get advantage of his top laner against BMD.
Yeah.
BMD was 0-2 on the Darius.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I was trying to dive the bottom side when we saw the enemy on the top. Those small reactions and those small decision making was helping them from the LCS coaching staff.
Yeah, definitely important to kind of explain what the state is. Okay, hey, bot recall, by the way, support could be going somewhere, who knows? Oh, yep, support's top. We need to set up a dive now. Let's go. Let's get everyone over there. Can definitely work really, really well. So, of course, we do have the draft coming in fairly soon. Again, the LCS sort of to Scouting Grounds draft goes in reverse order of standing. So you can see EG getting first pick, Team Liquid getting last pick for obvious reasons. Immortals have traded the 5th pick in the draft to EG for cash consideration. So Evil Geniuses getting extra picks here in this one and getting number 1 and 5, as you can see in this list. So looking to actually grab some talent here.
Yeah, definitely want to see what they reach for at number 5. I'm curious, just because I think there's a lot of different options. There's 20 players, only 10 picks. But it does feel like there's a select group of players that people are really looking at. People like Cat Evolve, hopefully Vex and some of these other guys. I think Cat Evolve in that series had a really great bounce back. We covered him in game 1 when he lost, but then actually had 2 really good games.
Yeah, I just hope somebody don't take pick from me. I'm 6.
Yeah, got it. Well, I mean, you always could have bought the slot from someone else, but that's going to be fun to watch for. I am very curious what does come through. Sometimes certainly like the player gets drafted, and when we talk about the draft, if I understand correctly, it's sort of like exclusive bargaining rights for a short amount of time, and then that gets dropped after a couple of days or about a week or so. So, not everyone who gets drafted is then signed and goes to an academy team, but we've seen like a decent percentage of that does come through. We do see those players come in. They spend maybe a year or so on academy, then up they go into the LCS, and it looks really good. So, I am expecting to see a few of the names that we saw today probably start in academy in 2020, and it's likely to be some of the early picks.
Again, it's not just obviously the draft is important for team to value about the players and stuff. But we saw some players like Fnatic was not getting drafted on a 2017, but he come back in 2019. I think he's probably like one of the high pick maybe in order because his performance is really well this whole series. And some of the players are the same things, Draft is just the start, right?
Yep.
It's more about how you was trained in the LCS and academy teams and how you become better of that.
Yeah, how much experience the team's got with you here. They'll be more inclined to pick you up even if it's not in the draft. And also the important part of the draft being booing the commissioner.
Yes.
I'll be personally
boo the commissioner.
Everyone. I'll be making sure I go out to go out there and boo Twitch chat. You can help out just to make sure that we're keeping in line with traditional sports.
Absolutely. I think traditions are important, and booing the commissioner is one of the most time-honored ones across all of sporting. So pay attention, keep up. Either way, thank you for joining us, Peter. I appreciate all of your insight. It was actually great to have you around. Stick around, though. Of course, meet us back here for the Honda Scouting Grounds draft.